shave your head on a whim just to quiet an overwhelming urge? Sometimes we act on impulses that seem impossible to resist, even when we know regret is waiting just around the corner. This young woman's story will leave you questioning how much control we really have over our desires. See how her decision turned out.
I don't know where it comes from, this strange, creeping melancholy. It's not like there's a trigger. No heartbreak, no bad day at work, no existential crisis. It just arrives like an uninvited guest. And when it does, it brings with it an urge. Not just any urge, a very specific one. I get this itch to shave my head completely bald. It sounds ridiculous, I know. But as far back as I can remember, it's been my way of dealing with the heavy gray cloud that sometimes settles over me. It's like the clippers could cut through the fog and give me clarity. Except every time I've come close to doing it, something or someone has stopped me. Once, I walked into a salon and announced my grand plan. I want it all gone, I told the stylist. She looked at me like I'd lost my mind and said, "We don't do clippers here. Maybe try a barbershop?" In that moment, I panicked. "Okay, then give me a chin-length bob," I blurted. And just like that, my waist-length hair was history. I left the salon with a lighter head and a heavier heart. Another time, I actually went to a barber. "Shave it all off," I declared, sitting tall in the chair. The barber studied me for a moment, then chuckled. "Nah, you don't want to do that," he said. I don't know why, but his confidence was contagious. And I got up and walked out. Every time I've cut my hair short, I've regretted it the very next day. Every time someone talked me out of it, I felt relief when the morning came. But today is different. Today, the melancholy is heavier than it's ever been, and the urge is unbearable. I can't sit still. I pace. I lie down. I stare at my reflection in the mirror. My long hair mocks me, a symbol of everything I can't control. Then the doorbell rings. It's a delivery, a package I ordered in a moment of weakness, or strength, depending on how you look at it. Walmart's 1-hour delivery service really works. Inside the box, a shiny new set of electric clippers. Now, there's no one to stop me. No hesitant stylist. No wisecracking barber. Just me and my reflection. I plug in the clippers, their hum filling the silent room. The first pass feels like freedom. My long locks fall to the floor in heavy coils. The second pass feels like regret, but it's too late to stop. Now, no one can talk me out of it. I can buzz off all of my hair myself. And I've gone through with it for sure this time. By the time I'm done, the person staring back at me in the mirror looks like a stranger. My scalp is pale, my face unfamiliar, and I know I'll regret it in the morning. But the urge, it was too strong.
Well, talk about taking matters into your own hands. Literally, it's funny how something as simple as a haircut can feel like an act of rebellion and a path to self-discovery. What about you? Would you ever go through with a bold decision like that? Let me know in the comments below. Would you ever shave your head to make a bold statement? This woman did, after discovering her husband's ultimate betrayal. See how her story of defiance turned out in ways no one expected.
The first thing people notice about me has always been my hair. Long, shiny, and cascading well past my shoulders. It's my signature look. My husband loved it so much that he made me promise, yes, promise, that I'd never cut it short. At the time, I thought it was a silly vanity thing, but it seemed harmless enough. Fast forward a few years into what I thought was a happy marriage. One afternoon, I came home from shopping, bags in hand, and walked into our bedroom to find my husband with someone else. A younger woman with a ridiculous laugh and no sense of shame. Let's just say it took all the self-restraint I had to completely lose it. Actually, scratch that. I did lose it. I won't go into too much detail, but let's just say she left our house with a lot less hair than she arrived with, and running out the door stripped and carrying her clothes in her arms. My husband, looking panicked and regretful, started pleading with me, but I wasn't in the mood for his excuses. I grabbed a suitcase, packed a few things, and left, with him running down the driveway, begging me to stay. The next day, I went back to pack more of my things. He was waiting for me, looking like he hadn't slept a wink. He swore up and down that it was just a mistake, blaming alcohol and a moment of weakness. He begged me for another chance. Here's the thing. My husband is wealthy, very wealthy. He owns a multi-million-dollar company, and I knew the ball was firmly in my court. Deep down, I loved him and wanted to try again, but not without consequences. So we negotiated. Let's just say that by the time I left, I was driving a brand new car, had a hefty sum deposited in my account, and a recorded confession of his affair on my phone. Call it insurance. We agreed to try and rebuild our marriage, but I knew I needed something else. A way to reclaim my power. That's when I decided to cut my hair. I booked an appointment with my stylist and told her I wanted a chin-length bob. She was shocked. "Are you sure?" she asked, scissors poised. But I was more than sure. As the long strands fell to the floor, I felt lighter. Not just physically, but emotionally. When I walked out of the salon, I looked at my reflection in the window and felt a surge of pride. Then, something caught my eye, a barber shop across the street. Suddenly, the bob didn't feel bold enough. I needed to go further. I walked into the barber shop and sat in the chair. The barber raised an eyebrow as I told her what I wanted. "Shave it," I said. She hesitated. "Really?" I nodded and added with a sly grin, "I have a cheating husband." Her expression shifted to one of understanding, and she smiled as she reached for the clippers. The sound of them turning on was oddly satisfying, almost cathartic. As the first pass of the clippers glided over my scalp, I couldn't help but smile. By the time she was done, I was bald. And I loved it. My head felt free, my mind clearer. I tipped her generously and walked out with the biggest smile I'd had in days. My husband was in for the shock of his life when he got home. He wanted me to keep my hair long and perfect for him. Well, now he could see that I'm the one in control of my life and my look.
Wow. Talk about turning the tables. A cheating husband and a bold haircut. Now that's what I call a power move. What would you have done if this were you? Let me know in the comments. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed these stories as much as I did. I've been getting a lot of questions from you all, and I really appreciate your support and comments. Our community is growing fast. And even though this is a faceless channel, if I can reach 1,000 subscribers, I'll do a Q&A session where I answer your most personal questions about me at the end of one of my stories. If we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll seriously consider either cutting my hair short or getting a retro style perm. And if we make it to 100,000 subscribers, I'll let the community decide my haircut. My fate will be in your hands. How's that for a challenge? forget to subscribe so you never miss a new segment. I can't wait to hear from you. And until next time, take care and stay confident.